Good evening, everybody. And apparently I do mean everybody because so many people showed up before I even started streaming properly. Welcome. Chris, Summer, Shadow Mage, Stitch, Dragon, Red Mage, Luca. God, I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I apologize, but welcome everybody. I'm very glad you're here, as well, as always, as anybody who's just hanging around and lurking. And yeah, it's time to kill everybody. That's what you wanted, right, Stitch? You wanted me to kill everybody? Oh no, Chris, that's a terrible idea. Copper hasn't said anything in chat. I can't greet Copper if they don't say anything in chat. It's fine for Copper to be lurking. That's why I greeted lurkers. But yeah. Let us get to it. I've slightly switched up the way I'm running the game. I'm running it in windowed mode at the moment, in the hopes that that will improve and prevent crashing. Dragon, it's fine. You never died. Certainly not in any canon timeline. Oh, this is terrible. Give me a second. That's 1080. Why is it weirdly stretched? Or not stretched, I suppose. Let's try it on borderless windowed. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Also, the game seems to be audible. By the way, just one thing I want to quickly ask. Is my voice kind of loud on stream? Because I feel like I'm going into the red more often than I'm used to. If not, that's fine. Okay. Okay, good to know, thank you. God damn it, I voice Chris Pratt, which means I voice everybody else. Hello, Josh. Okay, in 4 days we'll be able to start developing carapace armor, which means we'll be harder to kill. This is very important. And we've got another satellite coming in 8 days. A satellite uplink in 11 days. Do we have the money to start building another satellite? Because the more of those we get, the better. Yeah. Yeah, I know, don't worry. I would rather have satellites available. Well, that's incredibly kind of you, Shadow Mage. I must say, watching you play Barrow Trauma has thoroughly convinced me not to play Barrow Trauma. It was fun. Yes, carapace armor. I've heard of Xenonauts. I don't really know it at all. I'll take a look at it. We've succeeded in creating an advanced suit of body armor based on the alien alloys recovered from the field. These are the same materials used extensively by the aliens in the hull plating and internal structure of their crafts. As we've already seen, the UFOs are capable of sustaining heavy impacts with only minor structural damage, which inspired our research into personal armor plating of the same design. However, the downside to this exotic material is that we currently have no means of replicating it on Earth. With a limited pool of resources available for future projects, we'll need to manage our use of these alloys carefully. The engineering team is awaiting orders to begin the fabrication process. Once completed, we can see how this carapace armor fares on the battlefield. Yeah, tests indicate a substantial survivability increase relative to conventional body armor. Very useful. Oh god, I want all of these things. Oh, why is everything important? You know, let's do some autopsies. They're quick.
Although I'm sure you can make the connection yourself, we've designated this particular specimen as a floater. The research team is continuing in its efforts to determine how the aliens prevented the organic tissue from rejecting the mechanical components, as they seem to work in perfect harmony with one another.
Dick. No, I did not get a new mic, Shadow Mage. Does it sound like I did? Actually, how much money do I have? Not a lot. Okay, but this is only $17. How... I've got a lot of alloys. I'm gonna get 5 of these, because I've currently got 5 people out on the field. I haven't changed any settings explicitly, Shadow Mage. It's possible things have just moved around a little bit. It's also worth noting, I'm still slightly sick, so if my voice sounds weird, it might just be that my voice sounds weird. That's always a thing that happens. I mean, we haven't confirmed my death yet. Fucking instant.
Commander, we're tracking several reported abductions via the hologlobe. I've got the coordinates locked in.
Australia, moderate for 4 scientists. Canada, very difficult for $200, but also, like, I almost don't have a choice. I have to do North America. Oh, God. Overall, North America is the higher priority because everybody's on high alert. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I think I might lose someone soon. And by someone, I mean a country. Which is terrible. Oh, already? 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 Also, we've got 6 people. I thought we only had 5 for some reason. Nintendo, nobody is dead. We haven't actually had a fight yet. Shadow Mage as the support, you're definitely getting carapace armor.
This new body armor was developed using what we've learned from the alloys employed in the alien ship. It should prove to be both lighter and stronger than anything we've used in the past.
Okay. I am entirely not confident about this. My assaults definitely need carapace armor. And I'm gonna say my heavies as well. If anybody can stand to not be close enough to be shot, it's going to be my sniper. Now, does that mean this is gonna work out? Of course not. It's XCOM. And I should have bought 6 of these, but I didn't realize that I had 6 people in the field. Okay. I know I could probably go make another one. What you learned about early XCOM games, there is a story that goes from UFO to Terror from the Deep, where you mess up the planet, and after that, Apocalypse has really cool ideas. That's so cool!
Dropship has arrived.
The drop site for this operation will be in Canada. We've We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area. We should get down there and eliminate any hostiles.
Oh well. Time for us all to die. Oh, it's the fucking graveyard! No, the graveyard is the worst.
Central, Big Sky in position on approach of the abduction site. Strike 1 is awaiting drop clearance.
Copy that, Big Sky. Strike 1 is cleared to engage hostile targets.
Well,
Watch your backs out there, people.
at least we'll already have our gravestones chosen for us. That sounds very cool, Chris. Ooh, bit of a stutter there. Slightly concerning. Josh is sniper, so I'm gonna have you stand back a little bit. I like seeing everybody choose the places that they're going to die. You know, you've got to choose a nice tombstone. And then Luca, unfortunately, not really in a good spot to grab any of the good cover. I mean, this is better cover, but it's further back.
Adjusting sight. Missed.
Everybody missed.
Missed the target.
Oh my god.
Damn it.
We had fucking 6 people on Overwatch, and everybody missed.
Clear to engage.
Oh my god! This is so much, so quickly. Yeah. Let's see what we can do with a rocket. The answer is that. Holy fuck! There's a lot going on here. Chaos Hopper. Wow. How much of that can we actually hit? There's 6 people visible. That's terrifying. 84% shot to hit. 54. 94. Also 94. That Muton is quite damaged. I'm less worried about him, to be honest. I'm gonna try to take out one of these fuckers. 100% chance to critical. That's what I need.
See you in hell.
Okay. I don't believe you, Chris. At least I don't believe that when you say fun, you mean the same thing as when I say fun. %49% chance to hit. You know what? I'll take that 69% chance to hit, just because it's 69. God damn it, Shadow Mage.
Target's still up.
You can't fire your rocket after moving. That was a mistake on my part. I think I'm gonna lay down some suppression, actually. This is not ideal, to be honest. Before I decide what to do with him. Gold can get some better cover. And can almost certainly kill this dude. Lovely. %, 55, 11, 13. Lovely. No good shots there. I'm just gonna overwatch. And then nobody else has got any moves yet left, which is fantastic. I'm less worried about them than I am about the mutons, so I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna suppress this dude.
Suppressing fire. I'm taking fire.
Ow. Huh, I'm surprised how many of them didn't do anything. Okay, let's see if we can hit all of them with this rocket. It's a tough shot.
Won't even know one hit.
That was... Oh, that was a thing of beauty. So we've still got these two guys. He's got almost no health. I'm less worried about him. Josh. 94% chance to hit. That sounds like a shot worth taking. Good shot. You see, here's the thing. I don't trust that this is everybody, because my instinct was now to take gold and to run and gun and just shoot this dude in the face. But I do not at all trust that there are not a bunch of other guys hiding. Yeah, I'm probably going to run and gun. But I'm also going to suppress this dude. Mostly just for the hollow targeting.
Guns dry.
In fact, I'm gonna double run and gun.
Moving to firing position.
Sir, have you met my shotgun? His name is Bill.
Down.
I'm going to... I'm gonna do some healing here,
Come on, you'll be back in the fight ASAP.
just in case.
Moving at the speed of death.
Just in case.
Mission accomplished.
That went super well. Given how shitty everything around it was, one person got hit and got healed. Now, I'm not happy one person got hit. Fuck, panic in France. And in Germany. And in Japan. And in India. That's what happens in this game. And it sucks. When things go wrong, they go wrong fast.
Looks like they're really taking care of business down there, and without so much as a scratch.
Gold gets promoted to Major. New training, extra conditioning. Confers bonus health based on which type of armor is equipped. Heavier armor increases the bonus. So basically just with the carapace armor, gold gets extra health, more so with later armors. Luca gets promoted to Lieutenant. Can get heat ammo, which confers 100% damage against robotic enemies, or rapid reaction, which confers a second reaction shot if on Overwatch and the first reaction shot is a hit. It's quite specific, but I personally like rapid reaction quite a bit. However, Luca is here. Which do you think is cooler, Luca? Unless Luca is lurking and does not wish to comment. Honestly, they're both good, because robotic enemies are fuckers. Excuse me. No captioning. I did not say anything about the Cantonese. It looks like Luca isn't here, so I'm gonna take rapid reaction. And Shadow Mage is promoted to Captain. Dense Smoke. Smoke grenades have increased area of effect and further increase units' defense by 20%. I never use smoke grenades. Or Combat Drugs. Smoke grenades now contain powerful stimulants that grant plus 20 will and plus 10 critical chance for all units in the cloud. If I'm going to choose one of those, I'm going to choose the Combat Drugs, just because will can be very useful. If somebody starts panicking, and Shadow Mage can stop that from happening, very good. Also, Shadow Mage wants the drugs, so there we go. Panic in Canada has decreased by 3, so that's good. Hi, Lizard!
Remember, we will be watching.
Kinda wish you weren't. Like, could you stop watching? Second satellite will only be available after the council report, which means 3 countries are gonna fucking pull out. That's awful. Oh. Niv, hello! You cutie. Let's get another carapace armor for our 6th person. Oh, this is just awful. Yeah, I don't... Oh, it normally doesn't go this poorly. Pigothy is a pretty rare one, Niv. I appreciate it. I get Pigothin sometimes. But Pigothy is a fairly new one. Thanks, Lizard. We'll need you if only for emotional support. As frightening and vicious as this species is on the battlefield, it is hard not to feel some sympathy for them on the dissection table. The specimen has been subjected to extensive biomedical modifications, some of which were undoubtedly quite painful and intrusive. The combination of living tissue and mechanical components gives the creature the look of a cruel, half-finished experiment. Most of the subject's internal organs have been replaced with a mechanical life support system that mimics their original functionality. A rather conventional propulsion system has been grafted onto the subject's torso, although the power cells supplying the necessary thrust are extremely advanced by our own standards. I have removed a number of neural implants from the subject that appear to aid in the evasion of incoming projectile fire. But not missiles, fortunately. The engineering team has already suggested several ways in which the technology might benefit our soldiers. You may find additional information about the combat capabilities of this species by targeting one in the battlefield using the unit analysis view. And now I can get Defense Matrix Dodge, which just makes them less likely to hit, which is fucking rad. No, Niv! Nobody died! Nobody died in canon timeline. Oh, I can start working on plasma rifles? You know what? I should probably do the alien nav computer at some point. No, Niv. I do save so that if it's a complete disaster, I can reload. But no, the only time somebody died, the game crashed immediately afterwards. It's not save scumming, because I didn't quit. The game quit. Speaking of which, let's save.
Commander, we're detecting a new
God.
contact, much larger than anything we've previously encountered. I recommend we scramble our best-equipped fighters if we're going to engage that ship.
Yeah, I don't have best-equipped fighters. I just have to hope that this doesn't go terribly.
Enemy is padlocked.
Taking heavy fire! We're going down!
Whoops! That went well.
Contact detected.
No one, Lizard. Don't worry.
Commander, the Council is requesting your attention. Secure transmission coming in now.
We've intercepted a signal indicating that an abductee... God, I can't read today. was able to escape alien captivity, and there's a limited window of opportunity to attempt the extraction. By the time your troops are on the ground, Central should have our complete intelligence report available. No one's dead, Lizard! Reward $219, panic reduction, and 5 scientists. If this is like global panic reduction, I am just going to fall to my knees and just worship the game.
We are confident that you will handle this matter with discretion.
I'm still expected to capture a live alien. Shush, Lizard! It was remote controlled. You can't prove otherwise. Okay. Let's go.
Commander, our fighter is down. We've lost contact.
Strike 1. Prepare for landing.
Yeah, I know our fighter is down. Fine, Lizard. I will send our VR pilot to you for repetitive strain injuries. Also, presumably for trauma.
Brazilian authorities have requested our help, so that's where we're going next. You're looking for an Anna Singh, the only person known to have escaped from alien captivity. Our mission is to locate her somewhere on that block and get her out of there.
I guess so, Lizard? It's the word I'd use. So we've got to find this person. Oh, I vaguely remember. This is quite a difficult map, just because it's very open. It can be quite difficult to guess where people are coming from. Although it's not at all necessary, I am thinking it would be nice to get Sniper on the roof of the bus. Because the height advantage is not negligible.
Weapons hot.
Can't kill him if you don't hit him.
Shot failed to connect. Oh, missed the target.
We're really bad at Overwatch today. %62% chance. Do it, Shadow Mage.
About to start keeping score.
Yeah, I think you should keep score. You're very good at this. Want to move Niv further up. But also, I feel like we need at least one person on Overwatch. Because of that. God damn it, I hate the poison. It's one of the most frustrating things. %30% chance to hit is not great. If we suppress, firstly, he's suppressed. But secondly, we also get the holo targeting, so That's nice. Not even squad sight is going to do that for me. %41 chance, not worth taking. I'll take the 69. Lovely. Let's get you all healed up. And it also cures the poison. That is monumentally good news. I hate when the music goes intense, but I can't see why it's going intense. This music wants you to know that something's happening. It just won't tell you what. Now, I've got a feeling that there are also going to be guys around this side. So I'd actually like to get... There's so little cover up here. It's really frustrating.
Going in for the kill.
Not the best use of run and gun, but it does give me the opportunity to Overwatch. Let's reload.
Back in.
Shadow Mage, you can cuddle up to the statue. And Niv can Overwatch on this side. Huh. Again, kind of shocking how little is happening. Color me suspicious.
Look who's here.
There we go. %1 chance. Yeah, we're gonna Overwatch. No, still nothing to see, unfortunately. It's very frustrating, because the poison seems to have near infinite range, never misses. It's just such a reliable attack for them. Oh no. Whoa! Oh no! Niv got shot in the head. Actually.
Eat this!
Did that not kill the dude who was hiding behind there? He wasn't hiding behind there. Oh, okay, well I just completely wasted that. Good. That's what I wanted to do. 94% chance to hit. Beautiful, Josh. Now let's get Stitch out of the poison. And onto Overwatch.
Here they come.
Not Stitch. Niv. No, it was Stitch. You sniped pretty dang well with your pistol. Okay, I don't have you on Overwatch, unfortunately, but it's worth it to get you into cover. Niv, thank you for the host. I must remember to set up Stream Element stuff instead of using Streamlabs.
He's down.
God damn, Shadow Mage.
I'm all right.
First things first is let's get our sniper sniping. 74% chance to hit. I'll take those odds. God damn!
Damn it. Missed the target.
I know that that's how probability works, but I'm allowed to not like it.
Come on, you'll be back in the fight ASAP.
Chen, thank you so much for subscribing for 8 months. God. So close to the baby, Chen. What are you thinking of naming your Twitch baby? %32% chance. Let's suppression instead.
Got him coming.
And let's get Luca up here. Also on Overwatch. They chained me Mr. Pigology.
What the hell was that?
Oh, so poison does not trigger a reaction shot, even. You know, the poison is sounding increasingly overpowered. I ain't a fan. Okay, we still have to find the lady.
Eyes on target.
Help me! Over here!
Yep, I see you. get some cover there. And the frag grenade reach, it just doesn't reach him. Heck. Okay, let's get Niv out of the poison. That seems like a priority. Not much, Shadow Mage. You're being a bit of a badass, which I approve of.
I'm ready.
Okay. So gold could get pretty fucking close. And that I don't think that would count as flanking, unfortunately.
Set him up, knock him down.
Accurate, Shadow Mage. God damn it!
No way that just happened.
Ow!
Over here! I'm here!
Damn it! The fucking poison killed Niv. Have I mentioned before that sometimes I don't enjoy this game? Because sometimes I don't enjoy this game.
Going out.
Other people have mentioned it, but so often it feels like all of your attacks miss and all of their attacks hit. Which obviously is not reality. But it is how it feels.
Going in for the kill.
Ugh, that sucks.
You have to help me! There's just so many of them. They're everywhere. We have to get out of here! I don't know who you are, but I'd probably be dead right now if you hadn't shown up.
We should get the VIP back to the Sky Ranger on the double.
That's the aim, buddy. Oh, yes, Shadow Mage?
Those things. They had so many bodies in there. I just don't understand it.
XCOM 1 generates the mission seed on mission start, and it keeps it. So if you save scum, if you're loading inside the mission, it won't change the result. Well, like, unless you change your strategy, at least. I understand why they do it that way, but it can lead to some frustration. Oh, just... to lose Niv that way.
We've got hostile forces about to hit your position.
Oh good, there's more of them.
had you found me, I would have ended up just like all the others.
94% chance to hit. Fucking do it, Josh. Let's get her up here. That wasn't Niv, that was an 10. But you're correct. If you're gonna murder an entire nation in chat, Ninten, you have to give a warning. Yeah, don't worry, the same thing happens to me, Shadow Mage. Including, famously, yesterday, when everybody decided to change their colors. Chen, thank you for the gift sub to Shadow Mage. That is now 137 gift subs, which is actually absurd. And I suspect illegal. Like, I can't prove that it's illegal. But there's no way that's legal.
Going in for the kill.
I don't think there are going to be a lot more enemies, but I just want to be cautious. Also, Chen has proven himself to be king of the simps. Also, today's the day, everybody! Oh, today's the very exciting day. Shadow Mage, how dare you? Yes, Chen, it's your day. Except today. No, Chen, today is definitely your day. So, Shadow Mage, are you doing this manually now, or have you found a way to automatically change your color? Because if you're doing this manually, that's a lot of effort, and I appreciate it for the sake of the joke. Then I'm thoroughly impressed. Yeah, but it's also, like, it's not a non-zero amount of effort.
We're receiving reports of heavy X-ray activity in that area. Enemy forces are likely closing on your location.
They can just show up right there? Man, that would be a problem if I didn't have an insanely good sniper. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. And anybody who doesn't get that, I'm very sad for you. Also, while we can obviously say that I am the worst part of this team at the moment, I think we can also confidently say that at least in this mission, Josh has been MVP. That's interesting, Shadow Mage. I can see that for at least a couple of them, yeah. Josh just standing on top of a bus with a sniper rifle, casually destroying everything. Okay.
Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you so much.
Looks like the VIP is secure. Buckle up and return to base.
I'm sorry, Niv. I'm the worst. Captain Nifty Thunder Art. Killed in action. Josh is promoted to captain. Your options are Executioner. Confers a +10 aim against targets with less than 50% health. Or Opportunist, which eliminates the aim penalty on reaction shots and allows reaction shots to cause critical hits. Josh, I will let you choose. They're both reasonably solid options. Opportunist is very good. And Zaid Stitch has also been promoted to captain. If Stitch is still in chat, would you prefer Close Combat Specialist, which confers a reaction shot against any enemy who closes to within 4 tiles without using Overwatch? Or Bring 'em On, which adds 1 damage on critical hits for each enemy the squad can see. Up to 5. Those are both fine options. That's assuming Stitch is still active and not lurking. It doesn't look like Stitch is saying anything. How dare you, Shadow Mage? I think I'm gonna take Close Combat Specialist. Especially against chrysalids, it's very useful.
We will be in touch, Commander.
Okay, so it was only panic reduction in South America. US, France, Germany, Japan, and India are all threatening to pull out. Good timing, Zaid. Also, good on you for spelling your name wrong. This is going poorly. I feel so bad. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to bring someone else in. What's going on in engineering? Oh, we've very nearly got our next satellite, which will help a teeny tiny bit. Chris, you're the most knowledgeable. When you place a satellite, does it reduce panic only for that country or for the entire region?
I appreciate your efforts to support the research team, Commander. I've already put the new recruits to work in the lab.
I thought it's only the country, but I hoped.
Commander, satellite is prepped and standing by for launch. We are ready to deploy it on your orders.
Man, this doesn't feel great. I'm also going to need a new ship. Why can I not build a Raven? My one got shot down. Do I need to do that in the hangar? Yes. It's not that expensive. Oh, I'm the fucking worst. I know that, Shadow Mage, but I've been struggling to handle panic, so I haven't really managed to get satellites above all the countries. Not yet. Phoenix Cannon is good. Defense Matrix Dodge is good. Really overextended my satellites. I don't have that many of them. I've only got 4 satellites so far, Shadow Mage. Like, it hasn't been great. And the only reason I've got so many in Africa, even though I had the starting bonus, is because they were going to pull out anyway. Wait, I need to launch my satellite. US, France, Germany.
Satellite uplink facilities at maximum capacity. Additional uplink required.
Okay, I'm actually going to take a short break. I need to go to the bathroom quickly. So, I am going to put on some background music. I'm going to run a quick ad since I'm going to be away anyway. There'll be nothing to miss if you do get an ad. And I will see you all in a couple of minutes. And I am back. Did I miss a raid? If I did, I feel terrible, but also thank you. Because I see that Crow and Cow are here. Yes! Crow, thank you so much for the raid. It is much appreciated. Y'all are rad. Yeah, Crow's been playing a lot of Dragon's Dogma. Anyway. Let's get back to death. I don't say that to be morbid. I say that just recognizing the nature of the situation. Yes, I will hydrate, thank you. Okay. My best hope now is that a situation arises somewhere in Europe or Asia that I can deal with. It is, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
Assessment operational.
Haven't really looked in the Foundry much. Unmanned combat drone that could take the place of an XCOM soldier. Ah, that's interesting. This upgrade will significantly improve the odds of your shoulders scoring a critical hit. Scope upgrade is nice. Yeah, have a good munch.
I'll send word to the Foundry crews now. You can follow their progress remotely from the project queue in engineering.
Unfortunately... Yeah, there's a lot going on, and we can't see it yet, but people are gonna pull out before I have a chance to fix it. The Red Mage's Fuzzy Pickles emote is so good. It makes me wish I was half the artist he is. They are, sorry.
Satellite uplink complete.
I'm definitely gonna need more power. Okay, alien nav computer. We've had the opportunity to study these devices in a limited fashion. As we discovered, they do contain some form of encrypted alien data. However, they're also completely reliant on an internal power supply, which when depleted, renders the device inaccessible. The only means we found to gather information from this equipment is by routing its internal power system through a crudely assembled interface that bypasses any built-in shutdown sequences. However, the alien data itself presented an even greater obstacle, as we're dealing with a programming language that is unlike anything found in our own systems. Fortunately, the research team's quite capable, and we quickly assembled a small group of our best analysts for the task. We've begun to establish patterns in the alien encryption algorithm, revealing small bits of information that can be integrated into our research. Hi, Luca. No, Shadow Mage, Fuzzy Pickles is an Earthbound reference. Satellite Nexus? Oh, that's better than the satellite uplink station, basically. That's cool. Stealth satellites? Oh. I'm guessing quite, Shadow Mage, given that, like, in a couple of days we were able to figure it out. But the element known as Illyrium housed within this compact device is somehow responsible for generating the enormous amounts of power consumed by the alien vessels. Given time, we may be able to adapt this technology to our own fighter craft. Heck yeah.
Satellite coverage now available over the United States.
Okay, so the US is still at three bars of panic, but it's not as bad as it could be. Luca has news? I will check out Luca's news. Which Discord? My Discord? P-Dragon. Which Discord should I look in? I'm gonna pause stream for a moment to look at things. Oh, it's in several. Chat, give me a minute. Something clearly very important has happened. Oh! Oh my! Oh my, Luca! This is very exciting. Luca is open for commissions.
Power generator complete.
Which, given Luca's incredible quality of art... Always violence in support of friends.
Incoming transmission.
And here's where stuff goes south.
Hello, Commander. Much to our regret, a number of Council members have recently withdrawn their support. While we are disappointed to have lost their support, the remaining Council members remain committed to the XCOM project.
Fortunately, it doesn't seem to have been Germany
You've done
and
an admirable job
France as well.
combating the alien threat over the course of this past month, Commander. However, we still believe there is room for improvement in your efforts.
Luca, I will support you forever. You can all you like. Well, at least Africa and South America are going fine. The rest of the world is in shambles.
Remember, we will be watching.
We've got a good chunk of money. No?
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad to have more help down here.
Let's start building another satellite. What are our satellite uplink facilities looking like? Like, I need 30 engineers? God. I forget where you can check that. Okay, I've still got 3 slots available. Have a good lie down, Lizard. I hope the brain goblins stop being mean to you. And if they don't, just point them in my direction and I will punch them. Okay, this This is not great. So, one thing I need to mention. I have beaten this game once, but I've played this game 3 times. The 2 times I didn't finish it, I basically stopped playing at roughly this point, where shit started going very badly south. So, yeah. Illyrium generator available for construction. The power supply systems recovered from the alien craft are perhaps the most important piece of technology we've retrieved so far. I'm not going to read all of this. So Illyrium power generators are just better. Illyrium itself, precision lasers will allow me to make laser sniper rifles. Which is just so exciting.
I appreciate your efforts to support the research team, Commander. I've already put the new recruits to work in the lab.
We're doing it for Niv.
Commander, our satellite is prepped and standing by for launch. We are ready to deploy it on your orders.
Niv died! It was terrible, Luca. I do wish there was a way to, like, entice countries to come back. By the way, this bar at the top, if 8 countries pull out completely, you're just... that's the end of the game. So, France or Germany will give us extra scientists. And frankly, we just need to reduce their... Germany gives more money.
Satellite launched.
Okay, let's get an interceptor over Europe. There's Europe.
Commander, we have multiple reports of new abductions in progress. The locations are marked on the hologlobe.
China, very difficult, but gets me a support captain. Brazil, easy, gets me 4 engineers. Or Toronto, easy, gets me $200. The thing is, Mexico and the US are kind of teetering on the edge of panic. South America's fine. Asia's kind of fucked, and there's not much I can do about that. John Target. Thank you for the posture check. I do need to sit straighter. The thing is, I don't want to lose the whole of Asia. So let's do China. So, Chris on support. How do you feel about wearing Niv's bloodstained armor? Ooh, thank you for the sparkles, T-Dragon. Makes me feel that little bit less shitty. And thank you for the dukes, as always.
Prepare for deployment, Strike One.
We're heading into China for the next operation. We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area. We should get down there and eliminate any hostiles.
Shadow Mage, the hurricane basically just indicates countries that have pulled out of XCOM.
Central, this is Big Sky. Strike team is touching down now. Standing by for your orders.
Roger, Big Sky. Reading you 5 by 5. Strike 1 has the green light for deployment.
I really don't like this map. I realize I've said that about every map so far today, but it remains true. And you know what? You're justified in that, Luca. They're probably gonna be in there. They're normally inside the store. Well, that sure is a lot of noises.
I've got a visual.
Mutons. Don't like them. Sir, have you heard the concept of cover? I'm just gonna leave gold with an action for now. Good shot, Josh. %72% on both. And good shot, Shadow Mage. No, you have to understand. In my religion, the good word is the gun. Dang it.
That is not good.
Not great cover. I am not Shadow Mage, but they are. And by they, I mean XCOM.
Bring in the pain.
Oh no!
Enemies inside.
Oh, that's several.
Can't kill 'em if you don't hit 'em.
Let's try for that 68% shot. It's far from perfect, but... not a lot of damage, unfortunately. Should be able to hit both of them. Take the 72 just because I'm more likely to kill.
See you in hell.
69% chance. 60% to crit. So I've only got my 2 assaults left with moves. That's a good job, Gold.
Moving to firing position.
Hostile spotted.
God, 3 Thin Men? At least 3 Thin Men. How's your shot there, Josh? 88%. You know what, John? I completely feel you on that. I don't blame you at all. It is a feeling I hate so much. That's part of the reason I named my units after people in chat, so that I would feel worse if they died. I love this game, but I completely recognize that it is rough to play. Also, hello, Zizzy. I was hoping for a kill there. Oh, Nintendo. You can say the nice things, but we all know they're not true.
Back in.
I killed Niv, and nothing can take that back. 61% shot is not great. .44 is worse. Man, there's a real lack of cover here. I'm gonna take the shot. Nah.
No way that just happened.
Let's lay down some suppression.
Copy that.
82% is a good shot. God damn, Shadow Mage just refuses to miss. Which I recognize I said like it's a bad thing. It's really not. What do you mean, Shadow Mage? You have the best current weapon for your class. No, Shadow Mage! You're support! You don't get a shotgun!
No way that just happened. They're flanking my position.
They got me flanked.
Hey, Skim! Well, we're currently flanked, so... You know, it's an interesting situation. Shadow Mage, you're really telling me you need more than what just happened? Does this actually give me cover? It does not. That doesn't exist anymore. Shadow Mage, I'm not 100% convinced by your logic. Unfortunately, Gold's gonna have to pull back to here. This is not ideal. Shit! I did not see him. It is another streamer within the Neighborhood Watch called Chich. I don't think I've got any mods currently available. Let me just give a quick shout out. Yeah. Chich actually did all of my overlay stuff. He's a very, very skilled artist. Several of my emotes as well. Okay, you know what? Fuck this.
Going in for the kill.
There was a third one. That's not great. Anyway, I wish to speak to you about the gospel of my people. Fuck, I forgot about poison. You know what? You're not wrong, John. Obviously I'm biased on account of being a member of this community, but I genuinely think this is one of the top Twitch communities. Shit, I've got to reload.
Rock and roll.
Let's rock.
That is entirely untrue, Shadow Mage. You can tell because you're a good part of this community. Nice.
Suck up another one.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Not only do we attract good streamers, we tend to attract a generally fairly positive chat.
Our troops really came through on this one. I'm glad everyone made it back safely.
Luca, promoted to Captain. Grenadier allows 2 grenades in a single inventory slot, or Danger Zone, has to be said presumably in the voice of Sterling Archer. Increases area of effect on suppression and all rocket attacks by 2 tiles. Luca, if you're still here, which would you prefer? More grenade or better suppression and rocket? And in case you're worried, they're both good. More grenade. Panic increased across North and South America, unfortunately.
We will be in touch, Commander.
God. Like, we've got a satellite over the US. There's nothing more we can do. I've got to commission another satellite already. Just to be ready. Satellite Nexus requires more engineers than I currently have. Each workshop adds 5 engineers. Whereas labs increase production speed. Hey! Copper! Thank you for the raid. No, Shadow Mage, all of that is impossible. Copper, thank you. I don't think I've got any mods in chat at the moment, so give me a second to... it's SJJ, not SSJ. Oh, you're playing some Pokemon. And no, Copper, you're not dead. So far, only Niv is dead, and I'm very sad. I'm very sad that anybody is dead. But thank you so much for the raid. How are you enjoying the remakes? Also, thank you for the sub for 7 months now. Getting closer and closer to that Twitch, baby.
Contact detected.
A UFO has landed. That's interesting. Yes, Joy is on your team.
Strike one. Prepare for landing.
Get ready to deploy. Our AO is within the continental United States. Reports indicate the UFO is set down in a sparsely populated area. We need to stay sharp and eliminate the invaders.
I've got to say, I love the look of the remakes. I'm not going to get them immediately, or possibly ever. I am a little bit... I'm not as into Pokemon as I used to be. But I think they look fantastic.
HQ, this is Big Sky. We are in position and awaiting further orders.
Roger.
Ooh, I like the little river.
Strike one, you are green to deploy. Approach with extreme caution. Current enemy status at the site is unknown.
Target acquired.
Well, that was fucking instant. Well, let's rocket they ass.
Check your position. Rocket on course. Launch.
God damn it! Oh, I know that that's always a possibility. If only Shadow Mage had
Target.
a rocket launcher. None of that would have happened. Not yet, T-Dragon. Holy fuck, Josh. Alright, we don't have two heavies anymore. God, there's not a lot of cover from these guys. And two of my guys are just out of cover. You're not injured,
Incoming fire.
Copper, but I've mostly been keeping Josh on. But I may switch that around before long.
Damn it, enemy is still alive.
Okay. So let's get some suppression in there. No, I want heavy suppression.
Keeping them down. Come
Just for the hollow targeting. And then we'll see if anyone else has a good shot. Not from there. 58% is not great.
Taking fire over here.
Sure, Copper. Have good clean. Oh, this is not a great one, to be honest. Good shot, Gold. Now let's get Josh into cover. Unless... No, 48% is not worth the risk. Oh, lordy.
Nailed him. No, that is not good.
Oh, lordy, that's several. I'll take the 68% shot. Good shot, Josh. No kill, unfortunately. No really good shots there, so let's at least suppress.
Keeping him down. Weapons empty. Cannon clean.
And there's a third one. And there's just no cover. Yeah. Well, that's good news at least. Yeah, let's just get some more Overwatch going. Curious that they didn't do anything on their turn. %68% chance to hit. Let's hope for the crit. Not a crit, but still good. Okay. Do what assaults do, buddy. Oh no! He's less dead than I would have liked him to be. Gold being very good at the kill stealing at the moment.
Locked and loaded.
Back online.
Fuck! I forgot they get grenades as well. That sucks. Let's try stunning this dude. 49% chance to hit. Not ideal. Okay. God damn it!
Negative ammo. I'm spent.
%90 chance to hit. That's better.
Sleep tight.
Excellent. Now we can begin preparing for the interrogation.
Cool. Managed to bring in a muton.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. I literally don't think supports can get shotguns. But also, even if they could, shotguns are situational weapons. Okay. I'm gonna take a turn to just consolidate, part of which means bringing Josh much closer. And Josh is also gonna have to switch to... he's gonna have to reload soon. What would the situation be, Shadow Mage? Please, fill me in!
Ready to engage.
Good as new.
God, I wish I could make exceptions. I'm not the one making the rules.
Ready to engage.
Yeah, there are still gonna be several friends inside there.
Come on, time to cowboy up.
Is it Shadow Mage? Like, I believe you.
Ready to engage.
Yeah, medic plus pistol is much more what I'm used to.
Weapons hot.
Missed.
Suppressing fire.
You know, suppression is so damn good in this game. Oh! There are still more... That dude's normally the last one to appear. So I'm kind of surprised that there are more dudes around. Submachine guns are not the same things as shotguns. He can have a rifle. It's what the game decides. I'm not the one making the decisions. Briefly saw something. Oh, there are sectoids inside. You know, we haven't actually seen sectoids for a while.
Let's do this.
Nothing's broken. You're fine.
Blue. Josh, let's get you over here, where as they move forward, you will have a good shot. I mean, keep in mind, I am not a gun person. At all. So when it comes anything to do with guns, assume that I'm wrong.
Sharp, enemies rolling up.
%. Sounds like suppression time.
Cutting the grass.
And this isn't a great place to bunch up. I will acknowledge that. Yeah, let me have some water. Yes, you too, chat. And remember to take your meds if you haven't done so today.
Incoming over here.
There we go. Rather take the Overwatch. The thing is, I know there were 3. One of them is still hiding somewhere. I don't think the game has the strategy to try to, like, intentionally flank you. So I doubt he's going to be, like, circling around. I'm going to reload, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I thought it was going to crash there. Old XCOM and Xenonauts both don't have an Overwatch option. Instead, if your unit has time units left, yeah, action points, you get a chance to have reaction shots. Interesting. I like Overwatch because I feel like it gives you a little bit more control over that. That's unfortunately dashing.
Going in for the kill.
I'm gonna run and gun and just get inside there. You have auto Overwatch, but aliens have the same. Well, that sounds terrible.
Target's still up.
Ow! Yeah, heal yourself. Damn it, we can't get a shot from here. You know what? They're actually in a super good position there, and I kind of hate it. Oh, shit! Ow! Yeah, let's just fuck them up. Actually, we run and gun. Doesn't give me any cover, unfortunately, but I can get much closer. So that if I do get a reaction shot, it will be a much better one. You see? You see, Shadow Mage? This is how it goes. I'm not the crazy one here. Okay, he didn't do anything, which I'm assuming means he's on Overwatch. Unfortunately for him, that's what gold is about. Oh no, he's not on Overwatch. He's just a fool.
Another day, another successful operation.
Well, Shadow Mage, speak to the developers. There probably is a mod for it. Unfortunately, Stitch is wounded for 4 days. But Shadow Mage is promoted to Major. Deep Pockets confers an additional item slot in inventory. That is so good. And Luca is promoted to Captain? Yes. So Luca, do you want dense smoke, which makes smoke grenades slightly better, or fucking drugs? Now, keep in mind, they're both smoke grenades, but one of them is just straight up drugs. Shit, this is not Luca, this is Chris, my bad. Why did I think it was Luca? I don't know. I have no idea why I thought that was Luca.
I know it wasn't easy, but this could really be a turning point in our research. Not only can we interrogate the subject, but bringing an alien back alive provides us with a much better understanding of their physiology. Impressive work indeed. Preparations in the containment facility are well underway.
You know, it's interesting you point that out, Chris. I never successfully, when I played this, trained a single psi operative. I could just... I never put the time into it, and it didn't seem to matter much. Ooh, let's get that, actually. Will is important for some of the later missions.
We should begin interrogating the alien subject immediately. I'm confident we can safely house it within the containment facility, but I can't say for how long.
Well, that's not terrifying at all. I think we're okay with things as they are. I might want to build another... Wait, I've got enough scopes. Is it Cam? It is 420. That's very exciting. Oh, I know. 4:20 a.m., 5th of June, 2015. There was something I wanted to check. Oh, yes. I like the fact that it's almost covered by my peak, but in the bottom right, you can actually see the Muton in the chamber. He's just hanging out.
Satellite coverage now available over Germany.
Request from Russia. They want 4 laser pistols. For $165. That is definitely worth making. Because they only cost $6 each. So that was good. Overall, this is not looking amazing. We've got 2 satellites on their way, and we've only got space for 2 more satellites, so I should probably actually start looking at building a laboratory. Is it laboratory? No, workshop. To get those extra engineers. Precision lasers. We can now make laser sniper rifles. PSI units rely on the will stat. That I didn't know, and that's probably why I struggled with this before. Scatter laser and laser sniper rifle. I'm assuming scatter laser is basically a laser shotgun. After a number of failed experiments, we finally succeeded in focusing an accelerated energy pulse through a narrow field lens while still maintaining adequate energy efficiency. The result is an extremely capable weapon akin to a traditional sniper rifle, but with a much greater chance of inflicting critical damage on enemy targets. We believe this weapon is now ready for development in the field once Dr. Shen and his team complete the fabrication process. During our testing, we've also developed another prototype operating under the same principle, but relying on a modified prism to scatter the beam rather than focus it. We envision this weapon filling the same tactical role as a traditional shotgun, but without the ammunition constraints and with greater damage output. However, as with our other laser-based weaponry, heat dissipation issues continue to plague these designs. Shadow Mage. I will if I can. Okay, interrogate the Muton. At least it's a quick one. This captive is very aggressive, clearly having been intended to serve in a frontline combat role. With the appropriate drug therapy and encouragement, we may be able to coax some useful intel on the alien weaponry and their tactics. That was kind of scary. I said I will if I can. I don't know if I can. And you know what? If I can't, as I suspect, then that's not my fault. Oh shit, we got a support captain from one of the missions, and I forgot to upgrade them. So they got smoke grenade. Covering fire is fantastic. Field medic versus smoke and mirrors. No one cares about smoke and mirrors. Revive is good. Rifle suppression. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And drugs. Just if I need them again. I can Shadow Mage, but I'm not gonna do that in the middle of a game. Frankly, I'm also playing this mostly unmodded. I say mostly unmodded. Entirely unmodded.
So, how'd it go, Doctor?
Better than expected. Before the creature expired, I was able to extract some new information from it.
You're saying that thing spoke to you?
Not precisely, but when you have access to a creature's brain, certain patterns can be discerned, recent images and thoughts.
And what exactly was our late friend thinking about?
This particular image appeared in the creature's thought patterns several times throughout the procedure.
We've already met that thing, Doctor. This is hardly the kind of breakthrough we were...
And there was a neural link in the creature's mind between this image and this one.
That's the thing that pulled a disappearing act when we shot down our first UFO. And let me guess, you want to poke around in its head too.
It is the next piece of the puzzle. And this time, instead of shooting it, I suggest we try to capture it alive.
Which, frustratingly, I've already done, but I don't think it counts. Enjoy your flop, Copper. On first impressions, the captive muton would appear to be among the least intelligent of any of the alien species we've encountered. Hulking and brutish in form, we were surprised to discover a great deal of knowledge had been ingrained in the subject's memory. We realized during the interrogation process that it was only logical for the aliens to provide the muton with a complete understanding of their weaponry and tactics, as this beast represents the most formidable frontline combatant, so far at least. Although the muton was quite resistant to our techniques, despite heavy sedation, we've learned a great deal from the captive about the alien weaponry, particularly their advanced plasma-based armaments. The research team will begin analyzing this data for possible use in a new breed of weapons of our own design. You can see there we've got a research credit for plasma weaponry. That means when we research plasma weaponry, it will go faster. Which is really cool. Yes! Okay, so it did keep the Outsider shard. It did count that I captured it in the wrong order. This shard is all that is left of the Outsider alien after it was stunned. Based on our interrogation of the alien captive, we know that the Outsiders are the key to finding their base. We should begin research on this item immediately. Heck yes. Oh, there's so many good things to research. I'm just going to save quickly. I had a weird feeling there. I'm not going to call it a premonition. Just a weird feeling that something was about to happen. Nope.
There you are. Tactical. Do we have an eagle over these coordinates?
Recon satellite Delta 2 is just coming into line of sight. Now, sir. Coming on screen.
Nothing.
No, that's impossible. I know it's there.
Switch to thermal. Hello. Give me subsurface. Gotcha. Reestablish comms with all available ground.
Think of what we might find once we get inside that facility. Imagine what they might be doing down there.
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Okay, we found it. Now how do we get inside?
I thought you'd never ask.
Story progress is happening. A little too fast for my liking, to be honest.
The methods involved in creating these crystals. An organic machine capable of complex communications. We could spend years studying this technology.
I've got to say, I like the Togepi line in Pokemon. I think it's very good. Analysis of the alien shard has revealed that it is indeed organic in nature, although not alive per se. Somehow it continues to resonate within a specific range of the electromagnetic spectrum. Despite several attempts at disabling the alien known as the Outsider, each was met with the same result, the target dematerializing within an instant. With no explanation of this phenomenon, the research team was left with little to study in terms of the Outsider itself. However, having now analyzed the shard, it seems that may not be the case. In an effort to reduce any potential interference from known terrestrial signals, we placed the shard into the harmonic dampening chamber, a device conceived of by Dr. Shen. With outside noise brought to a minimum, it took little effort to detect a very distinct signal, the source of our shard's hum. While we have a number of theories, both the research and engineering teams seem to be in agreement. The shard itself is acting as some form of communications relay. Although purely speculative, we've also considered the possibility that the Outsider itself is merely an extension of the shard and its function. Dr. Shen believes with sufficient time he may be able to develop a device or key that mimics the shard itself, giving us the means to locate the source of the signal. It should allow our troops to infiltrate the alien base, which I won't be able to do yet. Also, it's way too soon to even want to do that. I can do a couple of autopsies. Ugh, do a chrysalid autopsy because they're horrible. Shush, Shadow
We've
Mage.
seen in the field so far, including several grotesque examples of trauma resulting from the emergence of its young, we've taken to calling this specimen a chrysalid.
Don't be mean
hunch
to
as
Dr.
how we
Shane.
might get into that facility. Just give the word, and I'll begin manufacturing the key immediately.
I'm scared to
There's
infiltrate
always
the
a leader,
alien
a
base.
general, someone giving the orders. These aliens can be no different. The real question is, what sort of power or authority does it take to control such a vast range of alien species? What incentive do they have to follow through with this plan?
Okay. And now you can just attempt to assault the base anytime. Which is very scary. Even after years of research and study, until now, I had never encountered something that is quite as beautiful, yet equally as deadly as this species. Unlike the other aliens we've encountered thus far, it is arthropodal in nature, plated in a sleek black exoskeleton. The chrysalids, as we're calling them based on their reproductive habits, measure over 3 meters long from nose to tail, stand almost 2 meters high when perched on their hind legs. Their attack is not only extremely deadly, but also necessary for their reproduction, as the intended victim is not immediately killed, but instead turned into what can only be described as a mindless shell, akin to a zombie, which serves as host to its offspring. When a human is bitten, an embryo is injected into the host and immediately begins to gestate. Once gestation is complete, which remarkably lasts only minutes, a newborn chrysalid will emerge, destroying its host in the process. That's why chrysalids are the worst. John! This scientist made a Faraday cage using scrap metal, unknown alien parts, and a Faraday cage. Oh, God. Yeah. Chitin plating is now available for manufacture. Light plating made from the chrysalid exoskeleton, this material provides additional protection and a significant reduction to melee damage sustained. Chitin plating is rad. I actually forgot that you get things from the autopsies.
This is the most physically aggressive specimen we've discovered so far, which the troops fondly refer to as the muton. I can only assume there's a colorful backstory for such a designation.
Additional workshop online.
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad to have more help down here.
It's weird. I feel like there's no new stuff happening. Which scares me more than it should. Add another satellite uplink. And another satellite. Hello, Kim. Yeah, I've never used the heavy weapons platform. It never really appealed to me. I understand that it can save your people from being hurt, but it's still just... Aliens terrorizing Berlin. Very difficult. Kim, I will name one of the new people you. Now there are a couple of changes I want to make. Firstly, Shadow Mage. This plasma rifle, this laser rifle. Nah. Wait, I've got a plasma rifle, but I haven't researched it yet, so I can't use it. This is bullshit. Well, at least I can give Stitch a scatter laser. And I can give Josh a laser sniper rifle. No, that's completely fair, John. How dare you, Shadow Mage? So yeah, at the moment, I think I've got... I'm not going to say my best, but I've got mostly good units. I don't have a lot of money to build new stuff. Which is kind of my biggest problem at the moment. I'm sorry, Copper. Due to your injury, Josh just ended up getting a lot more experience.
Prepare for deployment, Strike One.
I'm sorry, Copper. I'm the worst. I'll leave. I'll go live in the mountains and be a hermit.
Our target site is near the German border. We've gotten reports of alien activity taking place in a densely populated urban center. We should move to secure the area and minimize further civilian casualties.
Also, yes. Poor Niv. Yui, thank you for the host. And thank you for the lurk as well.
Central, Strike One is locked and loaded, awaiting drop orders.
Affirmative, Big Sam.
Shadow Mage, thank you for the host.
Hostile targets. Watch your fire out there. We have civilians on the ground. Repeat, civilians are in the AO.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say I'm fairly confident that there are chrysalids in this mission.
Hunt 'em down. Get to the ship and keep your head down.
Can't even dash close enough. Terror missions, I have to say, generally pretty tough. I enjoy them. But I find them much more difficult than the normal abductions. Wow, what are you people screaming about? God, you'd swear there was like an alien invasion? Oh, wait. Yep, that was the sound of somebody dying. Well, Chris's opinion on Berlin is clear. There won't be anything that way. We heard something coming from this side. Can't quite get there. Man, this is giving... I will say, like, obviously, it's the point. But the screaming in place of, like, any kind of music is really unpleasant.
What's making that noise?
Hostiles passing. Trying to pull back.
They're starting to lose ground.
Again, you say that. I'm not sure they are starting to lose ground. %78% chance. Beautiful shot, Josh.
Moving to firing position. You're clear. Move out.
Like, I mean, I'm not really killing it. I'm getting very good luck. Which is not a common experience in this game. Like, I've complained about the shitty number rolls, and you know what? It's XCOM. Shitty numbers are shitty. But, honestly, it's been going okay. So, there's somebody in there. So I'm definitely going to have to go inside. And then there are multiple levels as well. Yeah, Kim, that's always a fun experience. Huh. Well, somebody just died, and I don't know how. So that's always a fun moment.
ET in sight. Engaging.
God damn it, I knew it would be chrysalids. Okay. Hey, Josh! How do you feel about solving problems?
X-ray neutralized.
I see you feel quite good about solving problems. Red Baron! Thank you very much for the follow. It is thoroughly appreciated, and brings us one step closer to the Zelda CDI stream. Okay, so I'm not doing great. I'll acknowledge that. 4 civilians are dead.
Target acquired. You're safe now. Go, go, go!
Josh, how do you feel about solving problems? Josh, problem solver. Chris, are we talking about the Bureau XCOM Declassified? One of the worst games ever to be made with a respectable title? I thought there was someone up here. Makes me very uncomfortable that there isn't. Oh, there is! She's right there. XCOM Interceptor and Enforcer. I don't know those. It makes me sad that that was not good, because I fucking love space fight games. Well, like space flight dogfight games. Such a good genre. At least in theory. Chris, why did you miss?
My weapon's spent.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
I'm about to start keeping score.
Well, at least we can save a couple of people.
You're safe. Now get moving.
75% chance, that's reasonably good. Lovely. Oh, I didn't even notice there's a dude there. Good shot, Chris. God damn it, Josh! Leave some for everybody else.
We're green to go.
You are, I think, Shadow Mage? Okay, so there doesn't seem to be anything in here. So... we're actually currently in a reasonably good position to hopefully grab several civilians. No, I'm sorry, Copper.
not keeping score.
That's the second time that's happened. Yes, Shadow Mage, you are upstairs.
I got you. You're safe.
Saving people. Fortunately, no chance to critical on this. Heck, I'm sorry, Copper. This is not ideal. Hate to say it, but I kind of hope that it goes after the civilian instead of one of our boys.
As unprofessional as it sounds, the bite seems to have turned him into a zombie.
So yeah, this is what happens when chrysalids take over people. Well, when they inject people. And after a couple of turns, a new chrysalid comes out of that.
Guns dry.
Go on. Head to the ship. Kill confirmed. No round.
Red Baron, thank you for the 5 bits. Thoroughly appreciated. This is such an odd experience for me. Josh has nothing to do. Okay, Cam, I'm glad I wasn't the only one who noticed that.
I'm ready.
It's called XCOM Enemy Unknown, Red Baron. It is a... I mean, you can see, it's a tactical turn-based shooter. One of my favorites, and in spite of the fact that I've been streaming for a year and a half at this point, this was one of the first games I planned to stream, and I just never got around to it. So I'm very glad to be able to do it now. But yeah, I'm glad you found the channel. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I'll say killing is happening.
Need a resupply.
Okay, this is not ideal. It's really good, Red Baron, and it's pretty old, so like almost any kind of computer should be able to handle it. God, I'm out of ammo for this. That does 6 damage. Yeah. I'm part of a community called the Neighborhood Watch.
Got no ammo.
And they're pretty much everybody is worth checking out.
X-ray neutralized.
No, you can't get upstairs. Which is unfortunate because that's where I think the next problem's going to come from. I'm actually surprised how many aliens there have been in this one. Yeah, the Bureau doesn't count. I can't even figure out where the next dude must be.
Operational objectives complete.
Oh! Okay. So there was no one left. I don't know what happened there. 11 out of 18 civilians is not great, but... It'll do.
I'm certainly impressed with the results so far, especially considering the conditions down there.
Gold gets promoted to Colonel. So the options are Resilience, confers immunity to critical hits, not even resistance. Or Killer Instinct. Activating Run and Gun now also grants a plus 50% critical damage for the rest of the turn. I mean, they're both so good. I feel like for Assault, you have to go with Killer Instinct. Just make Run and Gun even more run and gunny. Yeah. Josh has been promoted to Major. No real surprise there. Low profile. Makes partial cover count as full cover. Which is, again, so good for a sniper. And Zaid Stitch has been promoted to Major as well. Extra Conditioning. Confers bonus health based on which type of armor is equipped. We've already seen this once before. And yeah, we got a bunch of chrysalid corpses and things.
Remember, we will be watching.
There must be some way to get into that base.
Yo, Germany's actually doing better now. Germany dropped a lot, and just Europe in general. Can you not cover up my thing, please?
Dr. Valen's interrogation technique certainly is efficient. You'd never know it by looking at her, but that woman is an alien's worst nightmare.
Okay, this is actually... We're in an okay place. I'm gonna save. I just want to finish the Muton autopsy. And then that's where I'm gonna finish stream. Perfect timing, Chris. I'm just finishing. We don't talk about that, John. Just there are discussions we don't have. Standing well over 2 meters tall, the ratio of the subject's lean muscle to the rest of its body mass is staggering. Its bones are highly durable, yet very light in weight, and it seems to lack extramuscular fatty tissue of any kind. There's no part of the subject that has not been genetically engineered for combat. These mutons, a moniker given by the troops, have clearly been bred and modified from birth, with every enhancement contributing to its function as a sort of organic tank. As such, the mutons are capable of withstanding otherworldly amounts of damage and seem to have an incredible tolerance for pain. You see, you say that, but also, Josh. During the autopsy, we also noticed a variety of ritualistic markings and unusual tattoos, which implies some sort of past tribal structure among the mutant species. We've also noticed a number of distinct similarities between the genetic structure of the mutant and floater specimens. Although I can only guess as to the aliens' intentions, it certainly appears that the floaters may have at one time been mutants themselves. If the aliens have been experimenting with the mutant physiology, perhaps the floaters are a byproduct of their less successful attempts at genetic manipulation. We may be able to gain further insight into this creature's combat capabilities by targeting another example in the field in the unit analysis view. Ammo Conservation Project. I must take a look at that. Mutant armor contains servo motors that function as automatic weapon loaders, allowing their weapons to carry more ammunition without requiring the soldier to pause for a full reload. We could apply some of the same techniques to our own weapons. That sounds amazing. So many good options. It is all coming together. Thank you.
The Tall One has, up until this point, been unofficially referred to as the Thin Man. Initial testing has revealed a concerted effort by the aliens to modify this specimen's genetic structure in such a way as to make it appear human. However, on closer inspection, they seem to have had some trouble concealing the eyes, which appear to be reptilian in nature.
Fun fact, XCOM 2 confirms that they are in fact snake people. I'm a bit low on cash, but ammo conservation sounds just too good to be true. Anyway, that is where I'm going to end stream. God, I can't believe Niv died. But overall, I think that went okay. It could have gone much, much worse. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you had fun and you're not currently part of it, please feel free to join my Discord. That's where you can get announcements for when I go live. It's the best way to know. Who should we raid? Zaid is normally live now, but I just want to check. And there could be other people. It's always good to see who's live. I mean, if Twitch ever loads, because... yeah. Oh, Zaid's playing Gardic? That's always going to be a fun time. Yeah, I think let's raid Zaid. He's playing Gartic Phone. So... yeah. As I said, thank you for joining me. This has been so much fun for me. I'm still loving this game in spite of the fact that it kicks my ass all the time. I will be live again tomorrow at 2:30 Eastern Time. Continuing with Night in the Woods, which is getting very interesting at this point. XCOM returns next week Saturday at 5:30 Eastern Time. For the rest of my schedule, you can check the schedule channel in my Discord server. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful evening, or whatever time zone it is for you. Stay rad, and I will see you all around. Have a good one, everyone. Ciao.